Hey, I'm Dark North. In this video, I'll be giving some tips for new players coming into Genshin Impact starting 2.0 and 2.1 coming soon. I've been playing this game since launch and I've made a lot of mistakes playing this game, and I'll be talking about some tips that would help out new players. Again, it's just a game at the end of the day, so you should do whatever you want at whatever pace you want. First tip is don't spend Primogems on standard banner. There is no rate up and you can get 5-star weapons rather than characters, and it's just a massive pool of 5 stars and you can get anything. Really not worth spending Primogems on. If you want the shiny characters on this banner, you actually have a higher chance of getting them on the character event banner than here, because that banner has no 5-star weapons. You should only spend Acquaint Fates on this banner that the game gives you, or obtained from the monthly shop reset or from ascending characters. The pity of the standard banner is 90. The weapon banner has 2 rate up weapons. You can select which one you want. If you don't get what you want, you get a fate point. Once you get 2, the next one is guaranteed to be the one you choose. And these fate points don't carry over to the next banner, so I would not recommend F2Ps to pull on this, because it's 3 pities, which is 80 wishes each, 3 times, which is 240 pulls to guarantee a 5-star weapon. And the fact that you can clear all content in the game with 4-star weapons just fine makes it really not worth it. Unless you don't care about 5-star characters, in which case by all means go ahead. The character event banner is the place you want to be spending your Primogems on. This is where all the new 5-star and 4-star characters come, and this is the place where you can obtain them. Every 10 pulls you get a 4-star, which is a standard across all banners, but if you don't get a 4-star from the 3 rate ups on this banner, the next 4-star is guaranteed to be one of the 3 rate ups. Its pity is at 90, same as standard banner, and resets once you get a 5-star. And you have a 50-50 chance of getting either the rate up or one of the standard 5 stars, which are Kaching, Chi-Chi, Diluc, Jean, and Mona. If this happens, the next 5-star you get on this banner is guaranteed to be the rate up. Once you get that, it resets the rate up pity, and the next one is again at a 50-50 chance. And the best part of this banner is that all of this carries over to the next banner. Both the pity for getting a 5-star and the rate up pity you get after losing a 50-50 get carried over. Meaning if you pull on this banner, you will eventually get a rate of 5-star. The next tip is use your resin and try not to let it get capped. It's this thing at the top when you open your map. It's like a energy system in most gacha games that refills over time. This is the second most valuable resource in the game next to Primogems. Resin is how you build your characters and progress your account, as everything you need to make your character stronger needs resin to be used to claim it. Early game, which is below AR 45, you can use your resin on weekly bosses, talent level up books, weapon ascension materials, character ascension materials that are dropped from world bosses, and XP and morale lines at the end. This brings me to the next tip, which is to not use your resin on artifact domains until AR 45, as before that point you are not guaranteed gold artifacts. You do get gold artifacts in the drop table at AR 40, but you're not guaranteed one, and it is not worth farming artifact domains before AR 45. After AR 45, every 20 resin or 1 run you will guarantee a gold artifact from any artifact domain. For artifacts in early game, you can just use attack percent main stat on your timepiece, goblet, and circlet, and the flower is fixed HP main stat and the feather is fixed flat attack main stat. If you are lucky enough to get a elemental damage bonus or a fizz damage bonus goblet, then use it. Otherwise, attack percent works just fine in early game and you wouldn't have too much difficulty clearing stuff. Also remember, you can always co-op if you're having a hard time. Some of the decent early game artifact sets are Gladiator and Berserker on DPS, and Instructor and Exile on sub DPS or supports. Next tip is Fragile Resin. It's the consumable moon-like thingy that gives you resin. You want to save all of these for after AR 45, as below that the rewards are not really worth using these for. After AR 45 you will get more worth out of these Fragile Resin than below AR 45. Also, if you're free to play or a light spender and you want new characters and you care about pulling in this game, then I strongly recommend you to not refresh resin with Primogems and only save it for pulling. If you don't care about pulling new characters, then by all means go ahead. Next tip is to level up your adventure rank as soon as possible, as you get better rewards for not only just spending your resin but also from killing mobs, and the materials they drop improve as you increase world levels. on top of being able to ascend your characters further and unlocking higher level domains with better drops. So how do you level up ARXP? That is through daily commissions, which is the most consistent way to get ARXP, followed by spending your daily resin on anything, Archon quests, world quests, story quests that you unlock with these keys, unlocking stuff like statues, teleport points, and domains, and doing some one-time domains, and at last opening chests. Next is to ascend your world level immediately. It is not a trap. If you've been leveling your characters, their talents and weapons, and leveling whatever 4-star artifacts you have with attack percent, you should not have any problems with the next world level. And remember, you can always lower your world level if it's too difficult to the point where the game is no longer fun. So there's no reason not to ascend immediately. If you do decide to not do that, any RXP you gain is not going to go to waste, but it's going to stockpile, and when you do ascend your world level, all of this is going to get used up and you will instantly increase in AR rank depending on the stockpiled XP. When you're first starting out, only focus on 1 or 2 characters to carry you, as you have access to limited resources. When you reach endgame, you will eventually level up 8 characters to create 2 teams to tackle the Spiral Abyss, but at the time you don't have to worry about that. Preferably you want them to be of opposite elements. If you have a Pyro main DPS, you want the second DPS to be of another element to counter its weakness. If you use physical, you don't have to worry about this for most enemies except ruin enemies who have high physical resistance and shield break. The Paimon shop resets every month, and the Stardust shop has 5 Intertwine and 5 Acquaint Fates. Make sure to buy these out and prioritize the Intertwine over the Acquaint for reasons I explained at the beginning of the video, talking about character event banner and standard banner. Next is to try and unlock reputation as soon as possible and do the reputation quests as soon as possible, because you get a limited amount of XP every week and it unlocks a lot of useful things. I would prioritize leeway reputation first to unlock condensed resin, which allows you to condense 40 resin into 1 condensed resin, which you can use on domains and ley lines to get double rewards in just one run, essentially saving you time. If you need weapon enhancement XP and are too lazy to follow farm routes and stuff, after reaching a certain reputation level, you can talk to the blacksmith in the region and they will mark the location of crystals for you. These are pay-to-win ores that you need resin to craft, and you do not want to do that. It is not worth your resin. But the thing is, alongside these pay-to-win ores that you need resin for, are normal ores that you do and should use. So when you spawn these pay-to-win ores by talking to the blacksmith, they will have normal ore around them, which is what you want. You get Barbara for free after doing the Mondstadt Archon quest, who is a healer and is most definitely not copium, and you also get Xiangling for free after you clear Spiral Abyss 3, which is the best Pyro sub DPS in the game and is very powerful in endgame and is much better than Amaret Pyro application early game. Crafting weapons is a thing in this game, and for that you need prototypes of the weapon type. There are a lot of ways to get these. Some are through world quests, some are in antique shops, some are in the Dragon Spine tree rewards, and some are in the Sacred Sakura tree in Inazuma. The other way to get these is as drops from weekly bosses, but it's very RNG and very rare. So be careful when you're using these prototypes, as you may run out and have a hard time getting another one. There is also a free 4-star Claymore in Dragonspine with physical damage second stat, which is very good for physical claymores like Eula, Shinyan Razor, and Fizdilu. Wait, don't do that. You have to do this quest to get it, and there's a lot of guides for this on YouTube, and you shouldn't have any trouble doing this. If you need a particular enemy drop, you can find them through the handbook and track them. After you kill one, it will automatically mark the location of the next one. Try to unlock the Serenitea Pot as soon as possible, as the rewards include transient resin, which is fragile resin but with the expiry date of 2 weeks. And this shop refreshes every week, so if you delay this, you're losing out on free resin, alongside other rewards like Mora, XP, and Artifact Fodder. Also make sure to grab your Parametric Transformer through a world quest, where you can feed it random fodder and it gives you rewards like talents, weapon ascension mats, XP, Mora, elemental crystals, and ores. And this has a 1-week cooldown, so the earlier you start, the better. Limited time events are a thing in this game where you can do stuff to get a lot of rewards like Primo Gems, Mora, XP, weapon XP, talent books, and weapon ascension materials. And these events do not cost any resin, so make sure to do them before they are over. Some events also give free 4 stars, which can either be a 4-star character or a 4-star weapon. Usually you get one of these in every patch. In the case of weapon, you also get free refinement, being able to max refine the event 4-star weapon to R5. So make sure to grab those as they will help you out a lot if you're starting out. Also, limited event weapons have a XP bonus for leveling them during the event, and they take less weapon enhancement ore to level them. So it's really worth it to try and level it up to the max you can during the event as you save up on resources. That's it with this video. If you found this helpful, a like would be very much appreciated. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments, and subscribe for more Genshin related content like this. Thanks for watching.